Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new to my channel, my name is Ron and behind me is my 2018 Subaru WRX. So if you happen to see my last vlog, I mentioned that ever since I lowered it, the car has had an aggressive negative camber in the rear. So the fronts are fine, but the rear is where I want to correct the camber a little bit. So currently the rear is at negative 2.77 degrees camber. While that's perfect for, track and racing, it's not really ideal for daily driving. So what I want to do today is correct that camber by installing some adjustable lower control arms. So I have right here, these are the SuperPro adjustable lower control arms, and I got these ones specifically just because I heard a lot of good things about SuperPro, and honestly, it's blue, so it looks really cool and I love the finish on it. So let's go ahead and get this one unboxed, see what's inside. Included with the kit are some instructions. It doesn't really give you a step-by-step installation, but it's enough to give you an idea of what lower control arms are, or adjustable lower control arms. Also, we have these camber plates as well as these camber bolts and nuts. Oh, and it also comes with some grease, which is cool. You'll need these for the bushings right here. This is exactly what I need to correct the camber for the rear of the car. The fronts are fine, but it's the rear that's giving me issues. That's a little too aggressive for daily driving. Shout out to the Mod Garage, by the way. Thank you guys for getting these to me as fast as Amazon Prime, so I'm not even exaggerating. But yeah, hit up the Mod Garage for all your needs, and I promise you they will take care of you. So back to the kit. So basically what adjustable lower control arms do is it allows you to adjust the camber of your rear wheels. And how that works is you have these slots right here, and this is where your wheel assembly is. What adjustable lower control arms do is you basically take the camber plate and the camber bolt, stick it through here, and do the same with the back side. And there's only one way that these can go in just because they're cut out for the bolts. So just like so. And I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it just for the purposes of this video. Imagine this is all fixed up, and depending on how much camber you want to run, all you have to do is simply twist this. I believe this decreases your camber if you turn it all the way right, so up, and then if you turn it the other way, this should increase your camber. So basically this is a simple setup. This is how you adjust your camber with adjustable lower control arms. And the only difference that this has with your OEM lower control arms is this slot right here that I mentioned. Everything else functions the same, and it should be the same. I mean, aside from the cool color, I just can't get over the cool color. So the goal is to install these today and then go to the alignment shop in the next couple days. So this is what I lowered the car on. So these are the RCE lowering springs with the GT Works Bilstein Cup Sport shocks. So the installation should be pretty simple. Literally just take off the nuts and bolts here, 4 on this side and then 5 on the other side, and I'll get to that in a little bit here. And then so once you remove these, all you have to do is simply slap these on. It's literally a plug and play, and it should be pretty simple. Of course, I'm knocking on wood just because I don't want anything to go wrong, and I want to create more work for myself. So all right, so first order of business is to actually get these nuts and bolts off, and I see 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get the camera over here actually. So 17, 17, 14 mil, this small one that's holding the end link, and then another 17 mil at the end. So don't get confused. The first bolt that we took off is a lot shorter than the second one that's on there. So just keep that in mind in case you mix them. But we'll actually be replacing this one, the shorter one out of the two, with these camber bolts that the kit came with. So here is the OEM lower control arm compared to the SuperPro lower control arm. So as you can see, the bushing is different. It's bushier. It's a lot bigger, so it's a lot thicker here. And then also the biggest difference that you'll see is this compared to the stock one. So this is what makes it adjustable, is right here. Nothing too fancy. They both function the same. This one just gives you more adjustability with the camber. So let's go ahead and get this one installed. Might have went overboard with the grease, but it's all good. Take a 17 mil bolt that we took off, just slip it right through. There we go. So what I'm gonna actually do is, instead of installing the 14 millimeter bolt for the end link, I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the actual shock itself, the 17 mil. Because I remember when I was installing these shocks, this was a pain to install and I couldn't get it to line up. So I'm gonna be smarter about it and install this one first. You'll see two sides to this. One side looks like it's rounded off and the other one is more flat. Then it looks like the rounded part is gonna be like this, while the flat one's on this surface right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. There we go. So flat side against the lower control arm. And sorry I didn't see this in the beginning, but when installing the camber bolts, you want to make sure that they fall within these plates right here. So this wedge right there, just wedge it in there, and man, I didn't see that. So I'm going to zoom in here. Make sure when you install these that your camber plates fall in between this wedge right here. So I had it over the thing, which was incorrect, so my bad on that, guys. And I'll show you why I didn't torque it down yet. So according to these instructions right here, depending on the position of your camber plate, that kind of defines the angle of the camber. So by turning the back bolt this way, you're actually decreasing camber. So increasing camber, decreasing camber. So my alignment guy just said to straighten it out as much as I can, just visually, just because I won't be driving it. The only place I'll be driving it is to the alignment shop, so it's not gonna really matter, but I wanna make it easier on them, and so I'll just straighten it out as much as I can. So I think that's about good right there. Just wanna make sure we match it on the other side. All right, so now I got this fully installed. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this side and then move on to the other side. All right, so I'm over here on the other side. Only difference from the driver's side to the passenger side is if you have a limited model. Actually, I don't even know what trim it comes with, but if you have this smaller nut right here, that's actually your headlight leveling sensor. So on this side, if you have it, obviously it's gonna be one additional bolt that you have to remove, but again, it should be just as easy as the other side, pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this side taken care of, enjoy this time lapse, and I'll see you guys when I'm done. All right, so we just completed the install. It took a little longer, as expected. You know, there's always bumps along the road when you're working on your car, and in this case, what had happened was, actually I'll show you right here. So I was torquing down this nut right here for the headlight leveling sensor, the 10 millimeter, and I managed to snap it off. So what I had to end up doing is, you see a lot of tools here, I ended up drilling out the little bracket piece because this is a learning moment for me. I found out that Subaru does not sell the bracket on its own. It turns out you have to buy the entire thing, and it's a little over $200 for the WRXs, so I'm glad we avoided that. But what I ended up doing was drilling a hole through the bracket, and then I found a bolt that fit right through. So we got lucky this time, but according to what I found online, it needs to be torqued down to 18 foot-pounds, but just hand tighten it, otherwise you risk breaking it like I did. So learning moment for me for sure. But yeah, everything else is good. Everything else is as straight as I can get it. And so yeah, we completed the install. So next step is to obviously put the wheels back on, drop the car, and then I actually made an appointment to get the car aligned a couple days from now. So I'll keep you guys in the loop with that. Hopefully everything is good. Other than that, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the box below. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.